Hello and welcome back to Let's Watch TV.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it. Let's watch TV. Hello, my son.
I'm going to be in Milwaukee on Thursday, and then this whole weekend I'm going to be in Appleton, Wisconsin. Sold them all out except for the Saturday. I added a 3 o'clock crowd work only show, which is going to be very fun. I'm excited for that. After that, at San Francisco, Fort Wayne, Providence, Timonium, Maryland, Spokane, Salt Lake City, Vegas, Dania Beach, DC, Calgary, Pittsburgh, Denver, Rochester, New York. Get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com.
And I will be here at home cleaning out toilets, working out cupboards, cleaning floors, making beds. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
I wish that was my job. So I'm gonna start. We watch Farmer Wants a Wife, and I'm gonna start right away with a segment called Bone to Pick. And I got a bone to pick with
You
these
can't do that till the segments.
Well, the segment's now. I got a bone to pick with these girls on any dating show who are all like sad when another girl goes home. Or like, no, the one girl came, she's like, she came to the table. I'm going to go home now. And the girls were like, no, crying, giving it. Yes. And also, why is everyone in this environment like just okay with this? Like, no, if you really like him, you should be like, nah.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, you're either there because you kind of got a spark and you want people to go. And I think at the same time, they get close to one another quickly because you're like, no cell phones, no nothing. Just like Gasper said.
I got to say this, though.
And girls can be backstabbers too.
But I have to say,
oh, don't go. Bye-bye.
If the prize of the show is to date a person, I'm so sorry, but I can't just like be friends with you and then like you get to go on this date and then I am here and then me be like, oh my God, how was it? You deserve it, girl. Great time. Baba.
That means they're not into it.
She's gonna come back and be like, you dumb bitch. Like, I'm not gonna be happy for you.
Well, we'll get into the episode and then I'll go backwards and talk about what I wanted to talk about. But anyway, this episode was first started out with 24-hour dates where each farmer got to pick one girl to come be at his house with him for 24 hours. It's always very fascinating. So Ty, who's the roper, not the farmer, took Melody, who's the Spanish girl from New York, right? They hit it off.
Yeah.
They hit it off. She's cute. I didn't realize she was a nurse. She's a travel nurse.
And her first job was trauma level 1. What does that mean?
Yeah, in New York City. That means like big stabbing, shootings,
So
bad
what's trauma
motor
level
vehicle
2?
accidents. I don't know. It's like when you're like trauma level 1 is like they're really pumping you. You're gonna die if we don't try to save you.
Right, but my question to you is, what's trauma level
know.
2?
I don't know. Look it up. Look it up on your little.
The first step is admitting. Great job. What is trauma level 2? Trauma level 2 centers initiate the treatment of all trauma patients. Key components include 24-hour access to general surgeons, ability of anesthesia, radiology, emergency medicines, neurosurgery, and orthopedic surgery. Subspecialized care may be necessary to transfer to trauma level 1. Now, trauma level 1.
It's when they're airlifting you to another hospital and everything else.
Provides the highest level of trauma care to critically ill or injured patients. Seriously injured patients have increased a survival rate of 25%.
Mm-hmm. Critical. You come in and
trauma level 3? Dead?
I don't know. That might be just regular ER. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, no, it is. It's provide prompt assessments,
trauma,
resuscitation, surgery. Yeah. I've never seen the word resuscitations spelled out before, and that is a crazy looking word. Surgery, intensive care, and stabilizations of. Is there trauma
like heart
level
attacks.
4? Trauma
I would
level
say that's probably
4 and 5 trauma will stabilize an injured patient and arrange for transfer to a higher level of care if needed. This is
that could
designed
be
and
one also.
unique for adults and pediatric facilities. Trauma cares are evaluated and verified by the American College of Surgeons. So when I had foodborne illness, I was trauma
you
level
weren't trauma.
4 or
You weren't
5,
trauma at all.
maybe.
You weren't
I
trauma
was
at all.
traumatized.
Yeah, you weren't trauma. You were
Jesus.
You were emergency patient.
Now, for those of you who do not know, I have experienced nepotism in my life, and I was a transporter at a hospital because somebody who I worked with was a worker in HR. Not going to say any names, but it's my mom. So, just since neither of us work here anymore, let's just tell you this. I had no business working in a hospital at all for any reason ever. Okay? First of all,
could move people in a damn wheelchair. God.
Hate blood, and I pass out when it's too much. So where do I get a job? Oh, radiology, which is directly referred to the emergency room radiology. And let me say, I'm 19 years old. Don't name names.
Sorry.
And I work with my cousin, by the way, just Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I'll never forget. Also, hospitals, Mom, if you drove me a mile from my house, I don't know that I could get back, okay, without GPS. And you want me to learn an entire hospital? I left patients in the wrong hallway. I took them to the wrong appointments. I was pushing people all over. Sometimes I just push them an extra long-ass hallway walk because I didn't know the shorter way to get where I needed to go. Like,
it is confusing.
Horrible.
Wouldn't anybody ever say to you, where are you going?
What are you doing? They'd come down and be like, who left this patient in the hallway? Be like, me. What are the fuck?
Why would you just leave them there if you didn't know where they're supposed to be?
Well, I don't remember exactly what happened, but now I remember, what's it called where you go to get your nephrostomy tube? It's nephrostomy. Wait, what's
Nephro
that?
Is kidney.
What's that called? Where you go get your
nephrology.
You get no, but you would get nephrology is where they do it. But like, what's that part called? You would get your nephrostomy tube. You would get your heart cath. You would get like ports put in. What's that part called? Because is that
the catheterization lab?
No, the cath lab was
the
in
stent
a different
lab. I don't know.
I forgot what it was called. So anyway,
stent lab?
in radiology, we were in charge of taking internal patients to and from X-ray, CAT scan, CT, ultrasound, the cath lab. We would even have to sometimes take patients to and from OR X-ray, because if you don't know this, the whole time I didn't know this, the whole time you're getting surgery, they're taking X-rays of you so the doctors know like what they're getting close to and shit. I was like, oh God, I'll never forget that. Then
did you get in trouble a lot?
Then I did. Then we also had to take patients to and from this lab where you would get your ports put in and your nephrostomy tubes and shit. Anyway, I remember someone had to go for a port, and like there was a patient in there, and protocol was like, if there's a patient in there, you leave the next patient in the hallway. And I don't know what happened, but this patient was there for hours.
She probably missed her appointment.
Lindsay's always like, do you remember that? I was like, yeah, I don't know how I kept my job. And then also we were all like young college kids, like 21 was old at the time.
Yeah.
We were like 18, 19, 20, 21. And I remember I got in very big trouble because on work phone, I prank phone called another one of our transporters and I made up a fake doctor's name and I told her that she was recently working with a patient who had exposed her to C. diff and she needed to bring in a stool sample into work the next day because she was on the schedule. And she
Well,
bought it. She bought it, but thank God she was smart enough to call our boss to cross-check before she brought in her own.
because she knew she worked with
shit.
you.
So that's how they blew my cover because she cross-checked it. But she was calling her boss asking how to bring in her stool sample. And I'll never forget, my boss comes in to... He comes in, and honestly, there was like barely any work this day. So we're all sitting there, and what you would do is you'd sit and you'd wait until a sheet came in, and then you'd take the ticket and read it and go get what you need to do. I'm sitting there, we're all chit-chatting, and he walks in, and he was pissed, and he's like, Joe, I need to talk to you for a minute. And everybody knew what it was about, and I looked at everyone and I was like, bye, like never coming back, and he pulled me up and we went to his office and he was like, sit down. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, I just want to let you know that this was hilarious, but you can never do this again. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool.
Well, I always thought it was just school.
Did he ever tell you about it or something?
Okay, I always thought it was just school when your teacher would call you up about your kid and you had to come in and whatever. I never in my wildest dreams thought on my job that your boss would have to come in my office and say, I got a problem with your kid.
What did he say? What happened? I never heard this.
God. I said, oh my God. I'm so sorry. Oh God!
What did he?
And he said,
he did you a favor by hiring me.
Oh yeah, and which is like, really? Did you have any concept maybe that you needed to, be good on the job because your mother worked there? So he told me, he goes, "This was really hilarious. I gotta tell you." He said, "But he can't do that." I go, "Well, no kidding. I'm in HR. I know that."
Yeah.
So he wanted to get.
That.
He kind of was telling me, I don't know if it was before he talked to you or after he talked to you, but oh my God. And you would think that you could do a simple job. I never thought about your GPS directional problem though.
Simple.
It's not simple.
That job was not simple.
I take that back.
Also,
you are absolutely right. It is a hard job. It is hard.
That is a job
it is
not for college kids.
Well, a lot of volunteers, people who retired take that job.
Or
and it's because they
volunteer.
And because they love the exercise. They love the exercise,
it is a lot of exercise.
And like the walking and like the chit chat, like the social, and they take it very seriously. So the volunteers, when I had volunteer services, they were really good at it. But I never thought that you were directionally challenged and couldn't get around the hospital. My God. Anyway, thank you for that, Mr. Dombrowski. For all that.
That was it. So anyway, Melody is a Trauma 1 nurse. Glad that we know what Trauma 1 is. So I'm going to go ahead and say this too. The other girl for the potato farmer. Now she gets to go. Her name is Raven. Reba.
R-E-B-A. Reba.
So Raven, Reba goes on this date with him one-on-one.
With Brandon in Colorado.
Potato Man. And he's with Mr. Potato Head. And she is a little nervous. And he turns to her and he says, tell me something no one else knows. And I was like, that was a nice try, big boy. But that's creepy as fuck. I just met you and you want me to tell you some secret that, what do you think I'm going to open up and be like, I have an extra labia? What are you expecting?
Hey, well, this
that
is
is
like
a
speed
weird
dating.
thing. But that
This
is a
speed
very
dating.
weird thing. Sure, speed dating, but that is a very...
I thought it was good.
Think about it. Think about it. Tell me something no one else knows. Well, if I fucking trusted anyone, I might have told someone by now. You think I'm just going to tell you, Mr. Potato Head?
And
What
10 million
the
people
hell?
watching the show?
And yeah. Yeah. Like, I
True.
have a tail. Like, what the hell? What the hell was that?
Well,
And he's
she
like,
turned out to be like a
I'm
Looney
going to get
Tune.
you. Now, riddle me this, soul sister. Why do you say that? We
Because
definitely have to never talk before anymore. The
We didn't
two
talk.
keys that are happening is we can't talk on days we record, and we have to just,
Right.
boom, start.
Okay. Well, one of the things is she started to get really
Territorial.
bizarre.
Good. She should. She's the only one who's handling this correctly. You should not like the other girls if you really like the man.
Yeah, but she got in his face. She was showing her true colors. What
Wait,
person
when did she get in his face? When did
because she was telling you because there was a girl there she didn't like because she was like, this is the girl that wore high heels on a farm and jeans and she looked like a model and she was telling her you can't trust her. She was telling him and she goes, and you're thinking with the wrong head. And she's pointing in his face and she's telling him off and she's getting really in his face and he's like looking at her. He's looking at her.
I kind of like fast forwarded. I need to go back and rewatch that part.
I think so. She got
Is this the part where at the end she goes, kiss me once if you're okay,
yes,
kiss me twice if you're not? And I was over here like, girl, you fucked yourself on that one. You should have said, kiss me twice if you're okay.
Yeah, no, it was
Kiss
weird.
me.
And then she face smashed him, it was...
She face smashed him? I got to go back
so.
and watch this because you're exaggerating again.
Oh, okay. All right. You tell me what that was like.
I will.
Also, Nathan and Mackenzie, he lives, he has a citrus farm.
This is what we're going to call them. We're going to call them the Kool-Aid Man is the citrus farmer. Mr. Potato Head
Why Kool-Aid?
is the potato farmer.
You mean OJ.
Citrus. OJ? Okay.
Kool-Aid
OJ.
is not citrus.
OJ. Potato. Mr. Potato Head. Rancher Bob. What's his name? Rancher Clayton. The one who's a roper. Roper?
Is a roper, Ty.
His name is Roper Ty, not Farmer Ty.
Okay.
And the fourth one, what's he do?
There's Mitchell.
What's he do?
Who just bought a bunch of land in Mount Juliet.
So not even really a farmer, just a landowner?
Right now.
Jesus Christ.
He's going to farm it, though. I don't know with what.
Two things I got to tell you. When OJ was out there spraying the weeds with the girls, I have a lot of thoughts about that.
I have that too. I said, did they really know they had a pesticide in their hand and they were just spraying
and
away?
None of them asked, like, is this USD organic? Like, are the bald eagles going to have soft shells after we're spraying this shit?
I think he might have said to them, you're spraying us pesticide. I think he said, this is a pesticide that we use to keep all the...
Yeah, more like asbesticide. They don't know
and they
what
never
the hell
even thought. They go, okay,
they're just like,
okay.
Spray, and then they're waving around like a wand. Look at my wand.
Okay, I'm keeping the bugs away. I'm being
now
a nice
my children will have 3 legs. They're just playing in it. I was like, oh my God. But then I have to say this, though. Do you notice how he made every one of those girls strap up like a Ghostbuster? And he's just
walking
around with no jetpack. He's just like, how you doing, Mildred? How you doing, Susan? But he's not spraying this shit. There's something wrong.
Nor is he wearing a hazmat suit.
Which is why I have to tell you this. Farmer Wants a Wife is a good show. but Wife Wants a Farmer would be a great show. Okay? That's what we need. That's what I'm getting from
Flip it
this.
around.
Get a Uno reverse card, and we're gonna take we're very inclusive. We're not just gonna take farmers. We're gonna take ropers and just people who own a lot of land.
That's what this is.
Right.
So Nathan was with Mackenzie, and it's so funny when all the girls went to Nathan's citrus farm, and he has citrus and something else too besides citrus. I think cattle. But anyway, he had the nicest house.
I did not see cattle at what?
He had the nicest house of everybody. He had the nicest house. And the girls are going, oh, this property's
there's a head. I love that
there's
head.
Water. Yeah.
Oh, I know. They said there's water.
Oh, this water. It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
There's
you know how many gators are in that water? You better not go near that water. Yeah.
He told them, though.
Yeah, he did. He said, yeah, there's gators in that water. I go, ooh, there's probably gators all over his property. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they were all like, oh, that's nice. Nobody thought, I'm in Florida. Here's some water. Stay away. That's not good. Nathan's farm had cows. I have that note that he has cows and spraying pesticides on the citrus. I thought this was interesting near the end here. They do stupid things like cleaning up, cattle poop and all this shit. But anyway, the farmers get a letter, and the letter says that night they have to eliminate somebody, right? So meet with all these girls all day long, and tonight you're going to have to eliminate something. Well, Ty goes first, and he does, he sends Melanie home. She was so sweet, so calm about it. And he sends her home. That was the first one. And she looked kind of young, and that might have been sort of the problem. Next up comes Mitchell. He doesn't send anybody home. Brandon, he doesn't send anybody home. Nathan, he doesn't send anybody home. And I thought, did Ty read this right? I mean, he's the only one that followed the rules and thought, oh, I'll send somebody home. But then I thought, but maybe he was mature enough to understand, if I have to send somebody home, let's start eliminating this, where the other guy's like, oh, everybody can stay. Really? How you going to do it, guy? How you going to do it? How you going to get down to that one if you don't start making these tough decisions? So I thought that was kind of funny.
Taking themselves out.
Exactly. Because one girl did go home. So anyway, I will have to say, even though we're laughing about stuff, I did find this episode a little boring. I found it to be a little draggy because nothing significant happened, really.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I found it a little slow.
Oh.
A little. Are you listening to me?
No, I just told you. I don't really think I like it at all. Actually, I would be honest with you. I'm scrolling right now because someone posted a picture today, and now I can't find it. And it is a picture of, let's just say it's an X-ray, much like the ones we used to get when I was in radiology.
Boy, your ADD is on fire on Tuesdays. I'll tell you that. Yes. Anyway.
Did you see that the president posted a picture with lasers as his eyes? Did you see that? We could just keep going.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Anyway. Again, we went through all this. We're going to be watching episode 3 on Thursday night.
Unfortunately,
CBS.
we are.
So, but I hope it picks up a little bit because it is kind of a cool concept. It's a different kind of reality show. One of the things I put down is, I wonder when I was in my 20s and they had reality shows back in the 70s, I wonder if I would have applied. I said if they had reality shows back in the 70s, would I have applied? What do you think?
Yeah. But
I think I would.
Also, if they had the internet back in the 70s, you'd also be canceled. So
I would get canceled.
Yes, you would. If you were
Nobody
on
was getting
reality
canceled
TV
back in the 70s.
If you had reality TV in the 70s, you would be on it. And let me just tell you what, canceled.
They didn't cancel people back then. Nobody got canceled. If you
But you
look
would have
back
been
at
the
the
first.
shows from the
You would have been the
70s, you would
first.
think, oh my God, I can't believe when you walked back.
Honestly,
What?
Mom, you watch shows from the early
I was pretty cute.
2000s, and it's kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah, everybody's gotten, yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
she
well,
gonna
that
open
is
her mouth. She trying to open her sweet little mouth. She gonna speak the words to the children about this. She gonna
well,
well
that was
go off, Bible Belt. Tell us how you really feel about that.
I'm not.
Tell us.
Not saying anything.
Tell us how you feel. We got
I'm
the
not
next
saying
guest on Gutfeld right in this podcast, sitting right across from me.
Oh, well, that's the synopsis on that's everything about Farmer Wants a Wife season 2.
Farmer Wants a Wife. I'm gunning for Wife Wants a Farmer. That is going to be a show.
It is.
Wife wants a farmer.
Hello, my son. Listen to me.
Hello.
I don't think Tuesdays is a good day for us to do this.
I think Tuesdays are for Maury.
Okay.
I got to tell you about a rabbit hole.
Can I finish mine? Because you said 45 minutes and go ahead.
Listen, I don't want to, first things first, I don't want any more lip. Got it?
Oh, really? Oh, really? I am still the mom. I'll beat your ass.
Do you understand?
I'm coming out there.
You're still the mom, but now we have a computer screen in between us, so I won't feel the wooden spoon. It'll just break your screen. And okay?
I never gave you a wooden spoon. I never hit you ever.
She never gave it to me that often.
I never, ever hit you. Did I ever hit you?
She used to, we had a horse.
You're lying
she
now.
would go out and she would take
off
the horse's bridle and she would make me wear it and she would tie the end to the doorknob so I couldn't get away. So I was just in the living room like this.
I never touched you. One time I wanted to really bad. Beat the shit out of you. But...
Now, listen, okay? Last night I fell down this rabbit hole of these internet guys. They're 19-year-old triplets. Okay. And they are like best friends. Two are straight and the one triplet is gay, right? They're best friends. They sit in their car in the driveway and just turn on the camera and just start talking about whatever the fuck they're talking about. And it is the funniest, greatest thing you've ever seen. And I was like, if I could put it out into the world, I hope to God to have 3 boy triplets. These 3 are just the way they are constantly fucking around with each other. It's the funniest shit. I'm just like, oh my God, these boys are
How old are they?
19.
Oh, you did say 19. That's right.
Yeah, they're like fresh in college. They have like a super popular YouTube page. They're just like popping off on each other, constantly making fun of each other. It's so funny. Like, oh my God, this one. They were
probably like when you were in a
questions.
fraternity.
They go, no. They were taking questions from their fans, and the gay brother is the funniest, and he's sitting in the back seat. And he reads, and he goes, "You 3 look alike. Are you brothers?" He goes, "No, it's just me sitting back here with the Pope and Abraham fucking Lincoln." They look. Because they look identical. Are you brothers? And he's like, "No, it's just me sitting back here with the Pope and Abraham fucking Lincoln." It's so funny.
What is the name of the YouTube channel?
God, I forgot. I don't know. I was just like sucked in, and now I can't remember. I'll find it. I'll figure it out. They're so funny. All three.
Where do they live?
I think Massachusetts. Listen.
Listen.
The-
Listen.
One of the brothers. One of the brothers thought that the movie Titanic was based on real people. So one of the other brothers told him, like, oh yeah, you know how like Jack and Rose isn't real? And he's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, those aren't real people. Those are it's based on that. He goes, the brother's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, no, they're real. He goes, but the old woman at the end of the movie, like that was the real Rose. And their other two brothers are like, what? It's the funniest shit. I'm like, these kids' parents have the shit that they've been through. I can only imagine.
Can you? Yeah, those parents are busy. Do they have other siblings besides the three?
I don't know. They don't really talk about them. The other funny thing that they said is he goes, the one brother in the back, they always sit in the same seat, right? And the brother in the back goes, oh, yesterday we were at our grandma's house. And the two brothers in the front go, no, he goes, earlier today we were at our grandma's house. And the two brothers in the front go, yesterday. And he goes, no, today we were at our grandma's house. And they go, yesterday. And he goes, Grandma, our other one? It's I was screaming. We have two. I was literally just tears falling out of my face laughing so hard. These boys, they're just so funny.
Oh, that is funny. I'm going to have to catch that. You'll have to let us know what that is.
They're so funny. And it's just, they literally just turn on the camera, sit in their car and talk. And you're just like sucked into everything they're talking about because their banter with each other is just so hysterical. The shit that they argue about and talk about. It's so funny.
Well, I'll have to catch
so
it
funny.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like living with, you are actually like three people all in one that I had to live with, so and Dad. So fun. Hey, listen, we're recording here on a Tuesday and tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, my son. Now,
Happy Valentine's Day, my mom.
Do you celebrate Valentine's Day? Do you do anything for Valentine's Day?
No.
You don't?
Not really,
You don't
no.
give Morgan anything? A card, anything?
A big hug.
You are the least romantic person in the world. Does Morgan get you a little something?
A very nice hug.
Did you get Mac anything?
Can I tell you something?
No, stop.
No, it has to do with gifts. It has to do with gifts.
Yes.
We didn't even get each other Christmas presents this year.
If you can get anything you want, anytime you want. First of all, Valentine's Day to me. Valentine's Day to me.
This is how different we are. Morgan, for his birthday, which happens to be too close to Valentine's Day, got a miter saw. And that's how different we are from me.
Yeah, what do you like to get?
Morgan got unlimited time to not do house projects.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to do shit. A perfect gift to give me is no tasks.
Oh, not bad.
No tasks. Like I have 2 fucking tasks right now that I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Morgan comes home tonight and I'm like dreading it.
Why?
I gotta clean out the fridge because the fridge is so unorganized, he said. So I think I'm just gonna throw everything away. And then I have to clean up all of my pottery studio in the basement too, which that does need to be done. He's right. But I'm over here like, honestly, I can't be bothered with this.
Just hire somebody.
This is not the life for me. This is not the life for me.
Hire a college kid. Say, hey, I'll give you
Morgan goes,
$50.
do you want to paint today? And I go, paint what? And he goes, this room. And I go, no. And if you weren't here, someone would be doing it. But knock yourself out. Just get rolling. But I'm not.
You got to help somehow in your house. You can't get away with not doing anything.
I'm doing a good job.
Would it?
No,
I
do. Here's the thing. I am not a very organized person. I'm clean and I am chaotically tidy, but I am not organized. And Morgan is incredibly organized. So my lifestyle of piles does not exactly mesh with his lifestyle of Microsoft Excel. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, clean out the fridge. How hard is that?
But I got shit to do, baby. I got shit to do.
Do you give Morgan projects? Do you have to move him along with projects?
I don't give him projects. He just finds them.
Do you ever give him something to do?
I don't need to. He finds it. He will do it. He'll find something to do and do it.
Okay.
And then shit just gets done, which is honestly great for me, but a little bit sad for him. I feel bad. I do feel bad.
Do something.
But I try. I clean up. I will, he wants that done. And as his Valentine's present, there will be a nice clean fridge and no more pottery studio in the basement.
You could do that all in one day?
No, I will do it. I'll do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it all tonight as soon as I'm done with you.
Oh, that's right. It is kind of early.
He lands at midnight, so I only got 5 hours. So chop, chop. What else do you want to tell me? Spit it out.
Oh, what time? Okay. Well, Mom and Dad don't get Valentine's for each other either because it's my God, Dad must tell me he loves me 4 times a day. It's like, give me a break. I know you love me already. And today, on Tuesday.
Do you know what this is? Just look at it and tell me, do you know? You asked for this. Okay?
I did not ask
you got
for this.
it.
God gave this to me. God gave this to me.
God, and this is what he gave you. So, you know what? Correct your little attitude. Turn it around.
What do you think I asked God? What do you think I said to God when I was asking for something, for a baby? What do you think I was asking God for?
I don't know exactly what you were asking him for, but it seems to me like you left out some critical information of what you were actually looking for. So got the leftovers, and here I am.
Oh,
anyway,
I did not get the leftovers. I got the prime.
I am. Now, what is this, do you think?
A bong.
It's not a bong. It's a bowl.
A bowl? What kind of a bowl is that?
It's a pipe. It's like a pipe.
A pipe. Oh, is that what they sent to you last week or something?
No, this isn't, but this is a favorite one. I've actually never used it because I like it so much.
Where'd you get it?
See, it's a squid.
I was going to say a squid or an octopus or something. Okay.
I got it on a little site called Etsy.
Are you done with show and tell now? Are show and tell over, Mr. Dombrowski?
Check your attitude, because I will cut the cord to this podcast before you can even
go right ahead.
Stank.
Go right ahead. Cut that cord.
I will.
Pull the plug right now.
Actually, you want to start that shit? You want to start that shit?
Okay. I'm out. Bye.
Okay. Yep. All right. Bye. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Oh, did you just try to duck down? Because you know what? Let me tell you what. Arthritis didn't really fit well with you on that one, okay? You went to duck down and pretend like you were leaving, and the Lord said, sorry, ma'am, you're made of titanium. You don't bend that way anymore, okay? She tried to fold up like a little origami crane, and the Lord said, no, no, no.
Anyway... Happy Punchki Day. Today is Punchki Day. Do you have punchkis in Seattle?
I haven't been driving around very much today. I'm sure I could find one somewhere. However, no punchkis inside my gullet as of right now.
Well, punchkis is a big Detroit area tradition, particularly in the Polish community started Punchki Day. How do you spell punchki? Do you know?
Paczki.
Yeah,
And
because you're
then
looking at it.
probably like 9 more vowels in there.
No. So the Polish community started Punchki, and in the Metro
Can't say
Detroit
Polish. Can't say Polish.
area, you can
Bravo,
buy
bravo,
all
bravo.
sorts of Punchkis all over the place, and it's much like New Orleans has Fat Tuesday and the Mardi Gras, and they have the like the king cake that they make in New Orleans. Well, Detroit has Punchki, so there's all
I
kinds
don't
of
think
Punchki.
this is Detroit. I don't think it's a Detroit thing. I think you're
Okay,
making
well,
shit up.
no, well, if you look
It's a
according to
Polish
Eater,
thing.
yes, in the Detroit Polish community is where it
No, I
started.
think it's just like Polish community.
Okay, Mr. Wikipedia. Jesus Lord. But anyway, happy
I don't
Punchki
compete
Day.
with dementia, honestly.
It's a Lenten tradition, the same as the Mardi Gras.
Oh my God,
and
Lent
Fat
starts
Tuesday
now?
tomorrow.
What
This
are you
is the whole
giving up?
thing.
I can't wait
This
to
is
ask
the
that to
whole thing.
Gasper.
This is the whole thing that I've been saying to you. It's Fat Tuesday.
Mom, you don't seem to understand. This podcast revolves around where my thoughts are. I'm not listening.
Yeah. I want to see what your fans have to say about that. That was being rude to your mother. Anyway.
Well, the fans better
starts-
come correct, because if they start chirping, I'll shut it off. I will cut the cable cord, and
You know
you
what?
will
We can do it
never
right.
get a podcast again. I'm just kidding.
All I have to do is quit, big boy.
I'd like to see you try.
Okay, well, this is the last. Hello, everybody. This is the last version of Let's Watch TV. We really enjoyed being part of your community. I am so happy that you listen to us, but your big mouth master of ceremonies here, kind of irritated me today. So it's the last. The check. I'll send you my invoice.
The check won't clear, baby, because you didn't give your 3 weeks. So unless you better talk to HR about how you're going to handle that.
Oh my God.
Next.
I wanted to tell
Hurry
you
up.
that.
Next.
Stop it. God. Wanted to tell you a rabbit hole I got down with Miss Stacy.
Oh yeah, I want to. I definitely want to hear about that.
First, do you still call her Miss Stacy? Do you call Miss Dawn and Miss Stacy still Miss, or do you call them Dawn and Stacy?
Yeah,
and Ray.
I do call him Miss. I do call him Miss.
You still call him Miss?
I probably will for my whole life.
Yeah, Alex still calls me, and little Tony calls me, and the girls.
Can you get to it?
But you can call her Stacy, and you can call her Dawn, I'm sure.
I would never.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, Miss Stacy.
Also, she's over here throwing fucking names out again. Why don't you just give everyone's address too? Hey, Stacy, here's your first, middle, and last name, and also your blood type for the whole world. Jesus, criminelli.
Nobody, you know how many Stacys are in the world, please. Anyway, she started, I don't know how long, a month or so ago,
Christ.
making sourdough
Mm-hmm.
and making sourdough bread. And she started with the starters, and she's a
Listen, making
perfectionist.
sourdough is like basically owning a small pet.
I am telling you. So she got me started. I buy all this equipment. She gives me the starter, and I have to feed it every 12 hours. And I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning the other day, and I fed the damn things, and I texted her, well, I just got done feeding these bitches. I'm going back to bed. I could not have been so miserable with all the steps that it took and ruining everything. In fact, I did have one really good whole wheat starter going. Oh my God, it was a lot of work. God bless her. She brought over the best blueberry muffins made out of the sourdough. and she made the best bread over. So she's got it perfected. And I threw the jars away with the starter in it. I threw some shit away this morning and said, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this. And I told her, she started laughing, but she almost could open a bakery. She's got that down so well. So anyway,
honestly, there are probably shelters in some places of the world that you can make donations to give to sourdough starter kits that have been abandoned because it is difficult.
And you know what? You don't throw that stuff down the sink either. That could ruin your sink. Any starter, or as you're feeding it, you got to throw that stuff in the garbage. But it was just a mess for me, and I couldn't concentrate. And when she started giving me baker's math to weigh out the starter and the jar, I said, I'm done.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you need to do a different kind of math to make food, that food should not be eaten.
Well, bakers use scales and baker's math. I can't tell you how many videos I watched on sourdough. I can't tell you on the steps on doing sourdough, and they all use a scale, and many of them were talking about this baker's math that bakers use because flour and water are two different consistencies, and it's not. A half a cup is not a half a cup, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, needless to say, I threw it away. I said to Miss Stacy, I am so sorry, but I can't do this right now. I'm kind of busy.
You probably could have made a pancake out of it or something.
Well, I did save some of the. You've got to get rid of so much of it every day before you feed it. So
yeah,
I did
that too.
There.
When I first moved to Seattle and I started to get a little crunchy, I started making my own kefir, and
what's
that's
kefir?
Horrifying. Okay. Oh God, saying it, I love kefir personally.
What is it?
Some people call it kefir, but they're actually pronouncing it wrong. Don't shoot the messenger. It's essentially, this sounds gross, but it's fermented milk.
Okay.
And you have like cultures that you put into whole milk, and the cultures like multiply and kind of like curdle in milk a little bit. And if you let it sit too long, it'll get thick like yogurt. But so you literally are letting like milk sit out on the counter at room temperature, but it's still like good to eat. Now that was hard too because it's done in 24 hours. So if you're not constantly eating and making, you come home to like a brick of feta cheese on accident. It's like done. And then it's like done, and you're like, fuck, you gotta start over. You gotta like be keeping up on it. And I remember I went on the road for a show one time and came back, and I was like, I don't think I can do this because I don't even think I can eat this much of this shit.
I know it. I mean, I would have had 10 jars on the counter, I swear. I did send Morgan a sourdough starter for Valentine's Day. He's got some boxes probably that came in. I sent you all Valentine's gifts boxes. So
it's probably straight up bread by now because he's been gone.
No, it's in a box. So I sent him videos and stuff. He goes, this is good to watch at night, So if anybody can do it, he is so much like Miss Stacy. It'll be Morgan. He'll be able to do it. And he can use his bread maker.
I have jokes about this in the show now where Morgan can do it.
Yeah, he is good at everything. That's for sure.
Don't be looking at your notes because we're actually finished.
No, we're not. You better hang on. It's only 48 minutes and you better hang on, buddy. Listen, I have a bone to pick. Now we're doing Mama Fran's segments.
No. You better spit them out. Let's go. Whip them out, Mom. Let's get them. First one,
I have a bone to pick. First of all, I have a bone to pick when you take over the show and don't let me talk. There's my bone to pick.
I'm sorry. You have a bone to pick when I take over my own show?
Well, then
That's
you know
crazy.
What? Why am I even here if it's your own show?
Honestly, I don't know because 10 minutes ago you actually
quit. The Dombrowski show. Huh?
You quit 10 minutes ago. You actually quit. So I don't know why.
Yeah, well, next week you better change the word. Well, no, you don't have to change it. Let's watch TV. You just commence. You just do the show on your own.
We already established this. You quit 10 minutes ago. Roll back the tapes.
Okay, well, I don't have anything more to say.
The tapes.
I don't have anything. And don't be crying the day I'm dead and you say, oh, I wish I would have continued.
You guys, this is it right here. This is it right Here, this is a mom ass move. Anytime there's not a rebuttal left, it turns into, I'm going to be dead one day, and you're going to look back and remember this, and you're going to feel sorry that you talked to me like this. And every time, it works every time. And it is your Hail Mary move. Literally.
Done.
Okay.
Done. You're going to look back one day at all our Let's Watch TV, and then you're going to get to this last one and go, oh, I wish we would have kept going.
Yeah, well, I wish I could, but you already submitted your notice. Well, wait, hurry up and give your bone to pick. What was it?
I'm done. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to...
Okay, this is your last one.
I'm going to move on.
Then we're leaving.
No, I have two things. And you
hurry
just
up
hold your
spit them
horses.
out and don't be reading from the paper.
Anyway, check this out. I was reading about a constipated gorilla in the Kansas City Zoo. That was one. And then a man.
Wait, tell me about the gorilla. What happened?
Nope, can't. I'm giving you the cliff notes. And now a man drives himself to the hospital with a nail in his heart. There's that.
How to get
I read about that. And they even have a picture of it. And you've got to learn to upload some pictures. He was using it. He's on construction. And I have seen this in the hospital. That's called trauma. This is called trauma 1.
Level 1 for sure. I have a nail in my heart. Perfect for Valentine's Day.
He was using a big gun that they use in construction, and something happened where it backfired and went right into his heart, and he drove himself very calmly to the hospital. That's that.
Yeah.
This week in entertainment news.
No. Go back to the gorilla.
Nope, I passed that. I'm done. This week in entertainment news.
Didn't pass that? The gorilla.
That gorilla had surgery and everything. Poor little thing.
Because it had shit up in that ass so hard.
Constipated. Stop talking like that. Because it was constipated. Anyway, Super Bowl win. We all know Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Brittany Holmes, who's the wife of the quarterback for Kansas City Chiefs. She's now featured in a swimsuit illustration of Sports Illustrated. She announced today and showed some pictures. Good for her. Pain in the ass. Anyway, and
you could not say it.
And as we may have as we may have predicted, the Golden Bachelorette is being announced for the fall of 2024. No casting has been announced yet, but there's they're hoping that it is one of the girls from The Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, which I'm sure it's going to be.
Honestly, it could probably be someone from season 1 of The Bachelor at this point.
No kidding. No kidding. That's 25 years ago or whatever that was. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so that'll be coming up. We're all going to be watching for that. And lastly, I have a new segment.
Oh, shit.
The new segment is dad jokes for 2024.
Oh, God. Why?
Now, I'm going to tell mine. Jokes. I'm going to tell mine. But next week, you have to come up with a dad joke. Okay?
Okay. Sure.
My dad joke is, my grandmother at 65 started walking 10 miles a day. She's now 92 and we still haven't found her yet.
And with that, we love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll listen to you and hear you from you next time on
Let's Watch TV. Thanks, everybody.
TV. Bye.